We have a bit of a special occasion today, as we will know as we go through. But right now, we are going to open up with healing. My name is Reverend Patty Moran, and Journey Within is a spirituals church. Sorry for the voice, we're working on it. The Journey Within is a spirituals church. We begin our service with spiritual healing. Spiritual healing is the laying on of hands in silent prayer, not to be used in place of medical attention, but along with it. We ask that you please maintain the silence during this time. It is a time of quiet prayer and reflection. Please, if you brought in cell phones, please, if you can check them now and turn them off for the time that you're with us. I'd like to read a short prayer, and then I will invite our healers to come forward. O gracious God, pour out your Holy Spirit upon this congregation, its ministers, officers, and all its people who serve you, the spirit world and the world united in their common effort to practice, uphold spiritual principles and values of the highest and best, calling for all. We serve with gratitude, joy, and faithfulness for the sake of God and for all souls. Let us proclaim our commitment to truth before God. Amen. Lisa is going to play a small tune for you. I'd ask the healers to come forward, please. You are welcome to sit with any one of our healers once Lisa begins the music. As we come to the end of healing, we send out absentee healing to all members, family and friends who may be experiencing difficulties at this time. Once again, if you just joined us during healing, special welcome to you all. Apologize for the voice, it's a lot better than it was a month ago. Still working on it. Today's a very special day here at the Journey Within. We are going to appoint a new pastor, something that's never been done, and something that will now bring us through to the future. We have some special guests here today. We have Reverend Joe's daughter, Katie, and her son-in-law, Brian. And we have Reverend Janet's niece, Sarah, who is here today also. And we welcome all of you, of course. Without you, we wouldn't have community. So at this time now, I would like to introduce Reverend Joseph Shiel to open with prayer.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Joe.
Janet. 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 Oh, Holy Spirit. And Janet, we thank you for bringing us here today to this wonderful congregation. And we ask you to give us the strength, give us the insight, and give us the fortitude to stand up again, to carry forward all your ministries, all your hopes and dreams. We're here to come together, to love God, to revere and have reverence for Spirit, and to bring forth the healing, not only to this congregation, but to the world. We thank you for the love that comes into these doors every week. We thank you for the love that is spread amongst you. And I thank you for holding on, to keeping on, and to looking forward. Amen.
Amen.
quiet time for our installation. So I'd ask the board members to stand, please. Come forward. Reverend Joe. And I'd ask Reverend Greg to open.
Most gracious God, Creator and love, we are all enlightened and uplifted that you have chosen servants in every age to speak and walk your truthful principles in the world in service of those loyal people who reached for your grace and prayed to embrace your love. We give thanks for your servant, Reverend Joseph Patrick Shiel III, and for the ministry in which you have called him. We, the board of the Journey Within, in service to all those who are members, those who support our ministries, and in honor of its founder, our friend, Reverend Janet Nohow. Call forth Reverend Joseph Shiel to accept the installation as pastor and all the responsibilities that it entails.
And I'd like to call up Reverend Pam. She is standing in for Reverend Tom, who could not be here today.
Reverend Joe, you've been called before this community to serve as pastor, to embrace this church of souls, and give your utmost to carry its love and commitment to God, Spirit, and community forward. You have been asked to guide its ministries and lead its ministers in all circumstances to a reverence of God, Spirit, and the greater good for all. Our prayers and our support are with you as you go forward, and peace be with you.
Will you in all sound consciousness accept these responsibilities as pastor of our community and serve with abiding love before God and this community?
I will, I promise.
Reverend Joe, with gratitude, you are hereby installed as the new pastor of the Journey Within Spirituals Church before God, Reverend Janet, and this congregation. Congratulations. Jimmy's here for presentation of gifts.
We are so honored that you are carrying Jenna's legacy. I hope you treat me a lot nicer than she treated me. So, Jimmy, and give you a little something for your office anyway.
Thank you very much. This is, oh, jeez. Well, good morning, everybody. During Janet's memorial service, I forgot my notes. I got the wrong notes. And Chris, who's held me up all this time and really helped me with all that I do in ministries and in things. Wave, say hello. You know, we both saw the notes go into my pocket. And when I got up there, they weren't there. It was the wrong papers. And we don't know what happened. So I I know that Janet has her ways of letting things happen, and I'm grateful. And we just noticed this morning I had to, my truck got hit by a deer up by where I live. So that went in the shop, and so I had to rent a car. And when you go out in the parking lot, it's the blue one at the end, and it's a little bright blue one. I kind of fit in it like a sardine can. But it's a car, right? So looked at the license plate, and it's JNW. You know, we do believe in signs, and we do believe in instances that can happen. So I didn't prepare anything for this morning as far as a real, you know, written out talk or anything to talk to you. I wanted to talk to you really from the heart about how grateful I am to be called to do this. I couldn't say no, and I only had to say yes. I honestly didn't expect it. There's so many great ministers here in this church, so many wonderful people, brilliant people that are teaching and that are doing things, and I am honored to be of service to them and to all of you. I really am. I want to tell you that we will honor everything that Janet was, her dreams, her hopes, her aspirations, and her commitment to the integrity of spiritualism, and that we will carry that forward. I promise you that. There'll be some changes, but, you know, we barely see them as we go along, except for the better. Things will get better, and things will get stronger with the help of all of you. We thank you so much for all your commitment and how you've hung in there, even through tragedy, even through the shock of it all. And all I can see here in front of me right now, and what I've seen online as well, is just love. People loving and hoping for a better day, a brighter moment, a cleaner time where things are not as hard as they are sometimes outside those doors in real life, right? Other than the hour on Sunday. All of us have within us that divinity, that spirit, that honesty that sits deep sometimes hidden, sometimes hard to find, but it's there. And I'm asking each and every one of you to find it, to look for the holiness within you, that divinity that carries you, that compass that you answer to for kindness, for compassion, for inclusiveness, for honesty, for dignity, for love. You are all representative of this wonderful dream. You're all part of it. And you all have walked the walk with Janet. And I hope now that you'll walk and help me. I will serve you in every way I possibly can. I am always open to hear what you want to say. I promise you that. I will love you. I do. Completely. In the eyes of God, in the presence of Spirit all around us, I am here for you. So smile. Be well. It's a brand new day. And don't think for a minute that that lady over there is not swiftly giving you one of these to keep in line, to keep going. And I will be in counsel with her often, I'm sure, as I was on the drive down here for 7.5 hours. I don't know if you know this about Janet, but when she gets going. Yeah. So, with that, we're going to continue on with our service and with mediumship, etc. But on many Sundays and many times, you will come and hear the ministers of this church, people that we've chosen to speak and give their ideas and tell the stories of life, and you'll know that you're not alone. You're not alone in the fact that we've lost loved ones that we care about deeply. You're not alone sometimes in the search for the continuity of life, that life goes on, that intelligence from the spirit world, that intelligence is constantly trying to teach us of the love of this world, of the hope that can be. You will not be lost in that amongst this group. All of us have felt the pain and anguish of losing somebody in the physical life. But we've also, many of us, most of us maybe, have felt the joy and the presence of spirit in our lives, the presence of love from the other side. Those who will meet again, see again, love again, hold again. Those who constantly show us signs and symbols and speech themselves in our dreams, in our day, in everything we do. This church is always full of spirit, and you're always welcome. Jen once said, I think it got it off an old poster, but that's fine. Be the love you want to see in the world. I have no problem speaking to this group about that because I know all of you make efforts of that every day. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. For this position at this church, I'm extremely grateful. And I love you. Thank you.
We love you too. Okay, did you want to have the floor now, or should I do the next? Okay, as you know, on the back of your song sheet is the immediate announcements. I believe they're all right now. Okay. If you need to check into what's going on here, we have two websites, journeyWithin.org and also Hydesville.org. Both of those websites will give you everything that's happening here. If you still have a question or you need to clarify something, the fastest way is to email. Karen is here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but she's checking those emails 7 days a week, right into the night. I can attest to that because we communicate into the nighttime about different things. So your quickest way, if you have a question, is email. Otherwise, our website should satisfy whatever you need. It is time now for our collection. And I would ask to hold your donation in your hand, and we ask for blessings for both the giver and the gift. Amen. There will also be coffee and cake downstairs with Pastor Joe. So if you'd like to go down and have a little chat and mingle for a little bit, you are more than welcome to do so. I think we have enough cake. Karen wanted enough cake for an army, so I think we're good. You can even have 2 pieces if you wish. Ron and Greg can attest to that because it took 2 to carry it in. So, but today's a day of celebration. Enjoy. Now, once we're done with collection, we will go into our communication demonstration of mediumship. And I will once again invite Pastor Joe up to take you through that piece of the program.
you look down at the carpet and shows. I don't know where she got this. I don't think it was at any standard Home Depot. But it's roses, and she loved roses. And roses are about love. They're about commitment. They're about service to each other, to all. So I would ask the gentleman at the back, if you don't mind, if you would give everybody a rose. Right now.
Adrian,
And roses are also about new beginnings. Every year in the spring, the roses come out. When I first came and met Janet, she came for a reading in Lilydale. And I saw her, and there was something strangely familiar about her, as if I had known her all my life. And she was looking at me just as weird. How are you? What are you doing here? And one of the first stories I told her was of my mother. When I was young, I grew up in a town called Situate, Massachusetts, which is a little lofty town south of Boston. It's now become very fancy. It's called the Irish Riviera. So it went from lobster boats to huge yachts, but that's beside the point. We had a little house near the center of town, and it had a little fence, rail fence along the Cape Cod house. And my mother had the most beautiful roses you've ever seen. And when I met Janet, that's the first thing I saw in my mind, was that fence filled with roses of all kinds. So today I give you these roses from Janet and from me for love and to remind you to stop and smell the roses. Enjoy your life. Cherish your days. Cherish the ones you love around you. Don't forget to tell them how blessed you are to know them, how blessed you are to be in their presence, how much you love them. Now's our time for mediumship. And for those who might be new or have never witnessed this before, is there anyone who has never witnessed mediumship before? A couple of you, so thank you for being here. And this is a time where the medium needs your energy, needs your attention. So if you have cell phones on, turn them off, any widescreen TVs, anything like that. And the medium has worked many years, in a lot of cases, to unfold their ability to be close and be the instrument, be the receiver of spirit from the other side. So they will see things, smell things, taste things, hear things, quiet voices in their minds. They will be touched upon by the spirit and be communicated with in one way or another, so as to give the message here to a loved one who's here. If you understand most of the information, then raise your hand and let the medium know. The medium does need the sound of your voice because we're blended with spirit, and when we hear your voice, we know it's a loved one. It's like if the mom called you on the phone, you'd know that was mom. She wouldn't have to say, "This is your mother." So that's how this works a little bit, okay? And after a couple of meetings, give you messages, I'll get up and draw for you. Spirit on the other side, and give you messages as well. Okay? So we appreciate that very much. We're going to read a little something before we start. There we go. Thank you very much, Karen. By the way, nothing goes on without Karen.
Reverend Joe,
Yes.
a week ago I was taking a walk and I asked Janet to send me a rose as a sign that she was still with us.
Well, everybody got one because I didn't know it was you. So at the top of your page, we have a little prayer for you. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 things that follow. I am the diamond which is on snow. I am the sunlight on the ripening grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circle flight. I am the soft star that shines at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. We have a song, right?
Which song would you like? You can choose this time from You'll Never Walk Alone or Something You Go Through. Which one would you prefer?
I want something to go through.
Okay.
I didn't mean to make it a Willie Nelson day, but. Okay. I'm going to ask Reverend Pam to come first. And Greg first? No? Go ahead, Greg. Reverend Greg.
One second. Good morning again, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm aware of a gentleman, losing my voice again. I'm aware of a gentleman in spirit. He lets me know that it was a heart that took him to spirit. It was very quick. It was like the rug was pulled out from under him. He's letting me know that December is a significant month. Birthdays, anniversary, or passing. He's showing me a tool belt, so I believe he worked with his hands, maybe in the construction field. He's telling me he was a bit of an outdoorsman. He liked fishing, hunting. I'm not really getting an age here. Let me just stop here and see if anybody is recognizing this. What can you say?
So my dad was born on December 21st, and he also died on his 21st, on his 70th birthday.
Okay. Was he an outdoorsman?
Yep, he worked with his hands in the factory.
Okay. Anyone else involved in here? What can you say?
My dad born December 17th, outdoorsman, worked in the factory.
Okay. See what else I get here. I know this comes a lot, but I am getting this, so I believe he left a watch behind. Take that? You can't take that? No? Okay, let me go a little further. He's showing me what looks like he's wearing a cowboy hat.
My dad, he was a farmer. He wore a hat till his last day.
Does that look like a cowboy hat?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I believe I'm here, thank you. I'm getting sort of an apology for you.
Why?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking you. Will he be apologizing for you for something?
Yes.
He would, okay.
So he's a part of his heart.
You have a daughter?
Yes.
He's around your daughter a lot. Does your daughter talk to you a lot?
He does, yes.
I feel like there's a special communication between them. She feels him around her a lot. she in college?
No,
She go to college?
she didn't,
She did.
she wants to go back.
You also have a son?
Yeah.
The college thing is with him. Is he in college right now?
Yes, yeah.
I believe he's having trouble picking what he wants to do. Am I on?
Yes,
Correct.
you are.
Okay. I think he's leaning either towards law, going to law school, or, am I correct?
It's so I are, yes.
I believe he's, what I'm getting is that that's the way to go, what he's leaning towards that. Okay, and then he's just sending a lot of love,
Thank you.
a lot of love to you, to your daughter,
Thank you.
your son. With that, I'll say God bless.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So teachable moment. I always tell my students, you never know what's gonna happen on platform. And before I came here, Patty said, oh, you don't need to give a message. And then now I am. Okay, and you don't, so any of my students out there, take note. Always be ready to walk with spirit. And I'm going to see where this is going to land, but I feel like I'm with someone who's new here. Let me just see who is new here. Who's first timer? You, and you, and you. I do. Okay, because did you put your hand too? Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to have you people that are new, just pay attention, see if I'm in the right place, because I asked Spirit, okay, help me out here real quick, because I got to go up. And they're bringing me to someone new. And I sort of feel drawn to this side, but everybody listen. And the woman that I see, I want to put her into her late 70s, don't hold me to the number exactly, but she passes with illness. And I want to say she was really neat as a pin person. So I see her in a skirt, I see her in a jacket, she cared about her appearance, she kept her hair colored right to the end. I know that you helped her in her passing. This is for you. You helped her in her passing because she needed care and was cold all the time, and you're always bringing her a blanket. And she's telling me the simple act of bringing this blanket was so important to her. She hated being cold as she was sick. So let me just stop here and see who I've got. Anybody? Good for me. Okay, so I kind of do feel like I'm back in this corner. So what can you understand? I've got the new person and the person right behind her, so I'm kind of close. I like that.
I'm thinking of one of two people. I'm not really sure. We need more information, but she colored her hair right to the very end. She always would want a blanket. That was very comforting. Like she was always cold.
That's your lady. That's the one. That is the one, because that's what she's telling me. So this, whoever, are you together? Oh, because the person right in front of you is nodding also. Are you also with me?
Not with the blanket though.
Okay, no, I need the blanket,
Okay.
okay? So I really have to have the blanket. I know she's cold, and I know this is such a great appreciation, okay? So this is the lady that I have for you today. Is this grandmother to you, or?
No,
Who is this to you?
this would be my aunt.
Aunt, okay. So I'm just gonna go forward with her, if that's okay?
Thank you.
Okay, and thanks everybody for working with me there. So your aunt, well, she came in today really quick, and she also says she really loves roses. So you would know that about her too, because I do want to paint roses around you with her.
I
Okay?
can take that, yes.
You can take that, great. And she's also given me the name of Catherine or Kathy.
Yes, I can take that.
Okay, great.
That's her sister, my mother.
Oh, your mom, okay, great. I'm assuming your mom's in spirit now?
Yes.
So we'll say a quick hello from her, but your aunt is my primary communicator, okay? But she did bring me that name for you. And she's talking about your house, actually. And something going on with the house, which is either fix it up or move, or both. Because I just feel like I just gotta talk about the house and the work and the plans and making plans, okay? Does that make sense to you?
That does. Yeah,
She also tells me she was a grandmother as well.
yeah, she was.
And so she really cares about the kids. And she said, you really care about the kids too.
Yes.
And so I think you have like, just a little worry about one of the grandkids. And she's saying, she's talking about that particular child, the one that you're sort of concerned about. Do you understand this? Do you have one in your mind?
I can take that information.
Yes. And so what she's just pouring blessings over this person. And, you know, she would want you to stay on it. So stay with helping, supporting, guiding, everything that you're doing. She's like a big pat on your back. And I'm not sure she's talking about you herself, but she says you have the strength of like 10 horses.
She's talking about herself and me as well.
Okay, so even though it's and, the apple didn't fall far too there, because both the strength here is incredible, and you know, so she's fortifying you and giving you that support. Okay, so that you can, you know, she's like, carry on my job.
That's lovely, thank you.
You're welcome. And one of the things she's saying, like, as we're having the service, is she's saying, you know, to really be a part of this community. And I don't say that to everybody, I'm not a salesperson. But you understand that? She's saying, we want you as part of this community. And so I know that you didn't put up your hand when I said someone new, but is this fairly new to you?
Well, this is the first time I've been to a service,
Okay.
but I have been here before. I have met Janet, there was some platform meetings, and so that's where I wasn't sure if I should raise my hand or not. But
Yeah.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
raise your hand. And because this is really why she's here. I asked her why she came today for you, and she said, because I really want to encourage you to be part of this community.
Thank you. That's
What's your name?
Maureen.
Maureen, I'll see you at coffee.
Thank
I'm sure we have a job for you.
I'll just do it over there. And if you are new and you haven't seen the Mandela, you should look and see them. That was done several years ago by Tibetan monks. So if I want you to pay attention to the information, more importantly than the picture. I could be talking to one person and drawing another. So that's the way this happens sometimes. So just be aware of that as I go. I know that everybody over there may not be able to see very well, so I'm just going to do this. Maybe we should.
How's this?
Love Julie.
Soon we'll have modern technology. Okay. I have a gentleman here, and if you were to know who he was, you would know that he was a dad, that he really was the kind of gentleman who he had a really nice personality. He was gentle. He made friends really easily. He had a charism about him, and I really kind of want you to know that he's here as someone coming through with a reverence for the day. I do think he had a faith in spirit and in an afterlife. He's not spiritualist though. I don't think he was a spiritualist person, if you will. He's got the kind of personality where he was a very good businessman, good with numbers, and often would would help others. You know, he would be the first guy to step in. He had that kind of personality that would have stepped in. He's making me draw him a little younger than he was. I don't know what that's all about, but it's there, okay? So I like him a lot. He's definitely got a sense of fortitude and stick-to-itiveness. You know, I do think he played sports in high school and in college. I do think he had a couple of years of college, and actually I do think he might have graduated. He's talking about baseball being something very, very important to him. I also want to say to you that I believe he keeps talking about February being a strong month, possibly when he got sick. I do feel it's an important time of his life when something serious happened that way. So I'm going to kind of mention that as I go forward. There's a lot more here, so let me just continue with it. If you were to understand this gentleman, you would understand it, John, but you'd also understand it, George. And George is there as well on the other side. I also want to talk about either Jane or Jean, also in the family. So I want to mention that. He talks about that as well. He seems to be the kind of person who would have really stepped up when people ask him for help. You know, just give the shirt off his back. But he's not somebody that puts up with baloney. You know, he just doesn't want to give in to people that are ridiculous. He'll be very, very strong with that. Can anybody understand this? I feel like I'm over here somewhere. You do. Okay. And what do you understand so far?
Well, he was a businessman, good with numbers. His favorite uncle was George and his son Jimmy.
Okay.
But that doesn't look like him. But I could see that he would want to look younger. He was a little baby.
Well, I'm just going to go along a little bit more if you pay attention to what I'm saying and maybe work with me a little bit. Okay? I know you, but I don't know your family or friends, right? So, appreciate that. I also want to kind of put glasses on like he needed to wear them. And he didn't like them. He didn't like having them. He didn't like paying for them. He was a little bit tight, you know. He's so tight. My father, we used to say it about my old man. We used to say he's so tight he squeaked. So it's like that kind of thing. He knew when I was a kid that he'd never give me enough money for a six-pack of beer. He'd always give me $1 or less. Okay. So as I come with him, he says that he was sick towards the end, and he tried his best to really just stay with it and keep going, and fought a good fight. But it's almost like it happened too quick for him, and that was a real problem. You know, he knew something was up, but he couldn't beat it. In other words, does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So I want to say that the brilliance of this is that he's the kind of guy that would have helped anybody that was downtrodden or hurting. You know, he would have stepped up in that case. But if you could do it for yourself and you were begging and stuff, tick him off to no end. I mean, he just you'd see him go red, you know, that type of thing. I feel like he loved the water. I feel like he really wanted to be by the water, by the ocean, I want to say, because he keeps smelling salt water. So I'm almost feeling the rhythm of that. He liked that. He's not a poet, but he was a poet in how he felt about things. You know, he's not like writing prose by the water or anything. But when he was thinking to himself, he's almost making his own poetry. And that's the way he was. He has a tremendous amount of love for you. I keep looking at you and it's getting stronger and stronger, like, you know, like, you're my girl kind of thing. So I do need to mention this. This says, is this a husband? Because, yes, thank you. So I want to say, when I feel the connection to you is so, just want to wrap you up and let you know it's okay. Everything's good there. Now, he's a bit of a jokester, okay? And I mean, he can tell a little off-color joke, all right? I'm not going to go where he goes. That's where we're in a church. But that's okay. But I feel very strongly with that. And you know, I think he's quite quite well dressed as well. I'm gonna put a little green here. And the only reason I'm putting green is he keeps asking me if I'm Irish. And he knows I'm Irish, but he's just kind of pushing me to say it, so I'm gonna say Irish, okay? He's Irish.
He's not Irish, I
He's
am.
not Irish. Well, he's giving, oh, you are, that's
I'm
what it is.
Irish.
Okay, so let me just put that there then, okay? And I want to say that he's the kind of guy that would have worked really hard to be successful. You know, and not he's no slouch when it comes to stuff, you know? It's really kind of the way he wants to be, and he kind of shows himself, so I just need to mention that to you as well, okay? I feel that he is the kind of person, stay up straight now, guy. Okay. Can I ask you who Michael is?
James Michael.
James Michael, okay, thank you. So I want to say, this is a contact with him, that he is almost sitting with me a bit, and feels quite supportive to me, so I want to say thank you to him on that. Now, I've got these blue eyes from my mom and dad, okay, but he's got them too, but there's a bit of hazel there or something.
He was brown-eyed, but his two sons had blue eyes.
Okay, there's a blue, like a hazel tint to it, if you will, but they're gleaming. He could stop a truck with those babies. You know, he could just like if you were messing up or you were misbehaving, it's like, you know, like one of those stairs that just stops you in your tracks. And okay, I do believe that he enjoyed a cocktail. However, as I say that, I also want to say to you that I don't think he let it get to him, you know?
So I didn't hear it.
I do believe he enjoyed a cocktail,
Oh, yes, yes.
okay? But I think he could handle himself, you know? It's not like he's off the beam or anything, you know? I just feel like it's not wretched through him. It's like he actually enjoyed his cocktail, if you will. I'm not going to go further into that,
Well, he
but
likes his beer better.
huh?
He liked beer
Beer,
better.
yeah. I just,
Maybe in the old days when he was down Wall Street.
Right,
he
right,
liked his
okay.
cocktail.
I just feel like he's mentioning that for some reason, so I'm just going to mention that as well, okay? And I think when he made friends, he made solid friends,
He did.
and he was loyal to them. I'm going to put his glasses on him, okay?
Yes, he did.
Because he had to have them, and I think at one time he had like a tortoise shell almost kind of a pair of glasses. I'm not going to be able to make it with these pastels. And I'm sorry to stand in front of everybody. That's why okay. And they're not little readers. They're real glasses. You have to wear them quite often. You know, they're not just half glasses or well, they might be bifocals. There's a little bit of that for that. But, okay. So a little younger, a little more serious in this picture, I guess. But you see the essence of who he is there.
Especially with the glasses on. He did have a horn ring.
Okay.
I said, they're ugly, get rid of them, I want the clear ones, but then they came in fashion again.
There you go. All right. Know that his love is strong around you. There are other family members with him. He says, I have them all right here. And it's almost like he's being very serious about that, like stop worrying, they're right here. So I need to mention that as well. Who is Joe? He keeps talking to me. I don't know if he's calling me out by name.
Well, his favorite brother-in-law was Eddie Joe, but that's how we always called him,
Eddie Joe, okay. Well, I heard the Joe, because I'm talking over myself, but I did hear the Joe. So they're all there together, and there's a powerhouse behind you. So I want to say today you're uplifted by a great deal of love, and I'll leave you with that one right now.
Thank
God
you
bless
very
you.
well.
Okay, everybody. You can have this afterwards. That brings us to the end of our service, correct? I'll get used to it. And we end with song and prayer, so if you'd all rise. And then you're all welcome downstairs for coffee and cake. And I hope you come down and say hello. Great.
I need those.
And when God, the Holy Spirit, as we move together, forward together, in this wonderful place that has been gifted us by Reverend Janet Mohammed, by her dreams and hopes and her very, very, very hard work, we take on the commitment of holding it together. We do that in a showing of our love for you, and our love for all, and our love for spiritualism, which gives us a chance to be open-minded, to seek out those who have passed on before us and their wisdom to guide us forward as we go forward. I ask that you guide us with our ministries and with our ministers as they reach out to other communities and other places, as they become representative of who we are and what we believe. We are very grateful for this sanctuary. We're grateful for the schoolhouse that Janet has so graciously and hard the work she put into that. But it's completed, everybody, and there'll be a dedication coming up in the spring. And it's awesome. I've been there, took pictures, so it is an awesome place. A place of healing, a place of quiet, a place of peace. I wish you today, each and every one, have peace in your heart. Hold on to the love you are. Smile. Enjoy your week, enjoy your days, and know that hope reigns. Lots of love. God bless. I might have to sing to you. It's stuck.
We need help. Okay.
Yep, come right ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
When in doubt.
We may not wait for that.
Take a look down.